What I've come to notice in like a lot of these videos of Freshman Fit and Pearl on it is that they're talking about relationship status of the modern age of man and woman. And I know Fresh likes to spit this comment about how men are going off biological urges and with just want to fuck, spread our seed, as Pearl says. So it's understandable, which I do agree with. It is compared to women being promiscuous. But the one thing that I find really funny is that when they're talking about this primal instinct to fuck, you know, they're forgetting, a big, I think important topic in this or some subject or part that they're not talking about is that back in the day when we were cavemen and we were just fucking, we didn't have a civilization, not to what we know now, and we didn't have relationships as we do now. Um, Women did not get a say. Period. No, you did what we wanted. You did what we told you. We did. We That was it. All right. And women were just like like okay. It wasn't like like oh okay my bad. Like it was just more like okay. You're protecting us. You're providing for us. You're keeping us safe. Making sure we're fed. And just do what you say and fuck me. But that was like there was no real relationships like nowadays where people are just like, oh, Bob is fucking this chick and this chick and like, it was like normal. It was the norm back to caveman age. Like we had like most top tier guys they had multiple wives, and but we also didn't have like that's where else they think like they talk about how like ambition and drive and motivation and determination and aggressive and unagreeable. Those are all traits that were well. I mean, yes, in this day and age, it's a lot different, but not really, because we still need to go out there and hunt. We still need to go out there and do this. We still need to go out there and do that. Still bring back materials and resources back to the den. Um, to give to our women and our family. Now, there's another thing that we also forget is that back in the caveman age, and I think a little, I mean, it died out over time, but mainly in the caveman age, we had a tribe. There was no big cities where a lot of people lived, but hardly ever, uh, interacted with each other. I mean, there's hundreds that are in Lakewood, and yet, like, 1%, I know like probably like 0.0015% of Lakewood. Maybe not even that much. I mean, I know like 10, 20 people maybe, in Lakewood, compared to the hundreds that are living here, maybe thousands. Um, I don't exactly know the number, but we used to live in really tribes, like maybe 20, 50 to 100, in there, but we all worked together. Like the hunting party went out and we hunted, and we brought back for the whole tribe. And I mean, I think we had basic, the tribe leader, and his family, would, get fed. And I think we took care of the pregnant women, so our tribe would grow, Um, and we did have like other men like in the tribe and other men outside of the tribe that would come and try to wage war on the tribe to take women, because like unfortunately back in the day women were a gold commodity. Hunters were great to stay alive, but if you didn't have women to mate with, the tribe did not survive. We might survive for a winter or two or three or four, but sooner or later our tribe would die if it was just men. So I mean, they got their women killed because of sickness or plague or weather, Mother Nature, or another tribe that was stronger came in and, whooped their ass. Men were killed. I mean, they didn't do slavery really back then. I mean, they saw we had more of a, I think, a primal aspects of the mind. We saw other males, just like in the wild, we saw other males as an enemy, a problem, not a resource. They were a problem because we let them survive. Who says they won't come back? Or they were bad. They must die. If we're gonna take the women, we need to kill them. And I mean, back then we were also very ruthless because you're telling me that none of the men, maybe women, killed. I mean, some of the children that were born from the other clan members to kill their bloodlines, to stomp them out, to give, to cleanse the woman so that they can give, babies from them. I mean, like you were talking about a time period one that we didn't have a frontal lobe. I mean, from what the evolution says, so we didn't really have, in a nutshell, we didn't have conscience. Right and wrong wasn't really a thing. It was what was good for the tribe, what was good for me, what was good for all, kind of aspects to keep the. It was very anarchy. I can do whatever I want, and so can you. Um, we want to live in peace. That's fine. But if I want to come and wage war, you either gonna let me or you're gonna fight. There's two options. I come in there and take your shit, you let me, or you fight me. And I can either, still go after your stuff, and probably get my cats killed. But, it was just, I'm kind of going rambling, but, I mean, this all has to do with evolution, and I do think, we are still hooked to because we are mammals, I mean, the only thing that separates us from the animals really is, yes, our looks, how we look. We don't particularly have any of the, we're, we, we have we have 2 arms, 2 legs, we have fingers and toes, we have bones, we have blood, we have a mouth, we have, nose. We breathe oxygen like mammals do, land-based creatures and some sea-based creatures. Um, but I mean, the only thing that really like separates us from the animals, besides our physical DNA, structure. I mean, our bones aren't really designed as of today to deal with, not having any fancy tools that grind our, fancy vegan shit and, restaurants to go and get a fast burger. I mean, we actually had to like, be able to handle the hard trains. Um, I'm trying to think where I was going with that. Oh, the whole. I mean, we're mammals. But the only thing that really separates us apart, not our thumbs. I mean, yes. I mean, but monkeys have this too. All right, and we're kind of losing to the monkeys too. But this is what separates us. All right, from the animals. This right here. All right, because if you try to go against a bear, with your natural base, we get fucked. Like I'm not saying there's not some crazy motherfucker that could probably box a bear, because you know what, there probably is. I mean, but majority, no, we would get screwed. We wouldn't be able to hunt like lions. So I mean, it was this right here that came to have set us apart from animals. But I mean, honestly, technically, I mean, and we had some of a conscious, we had a higher, consciousness than most animals. I think that's what allowed this to grow. You know, that's how we were able to, communicate with each other. But if you look at the monkeys, that's kind of how I mean, change them a little bit, and you got humans. Give them feet. Shave off some of their hair. You got humans, and then throughout evolution, they don't look. They got, they changed some. But I mean, if you're looking at this day and age of society, like our relationships is not like that anymore. So, I mean, I understand the whole philosophy with Myron and Fresh Fit Show and Pearl and Unfiltered and a lot of these podcasts talking whatever podcast. But today's modern age, I mean, one, our thought process is is our worst enemy today in today's modern age. Like no offense, but this whole feminist movement and empowering women and just fuck shit up. I'm not saying it was perfect back in the day. I mean, it definitely needed some tweaking, but we were on the right path. What feminists did and what modern day age feminists and females have done in this day and age, and what society has pushed on with everything, we're so fucking screwed. Like, I'm sorry, but we need to go back, a few decades and start from scratch. Cause this whole like no, like if you don't want to vote, if you want to vote, you gotta fucking draft. Like if you want to like this whole no, we just can't because we're. I'm sorry, boss women are just annoying. Women should be in at home. I don't give a shit how that sounds. Okay, that's where UI should be. All right, men should be out there working their ass off, sweating, bleeding, putting their life on the line. Doing this and all that to make fucking money to bring home, and like support and protect the family. Make sure they're well, set, well, straight and well guided. You know, in life and their personal decision choices, how the family is doing. And the mother should be the one at home with them when they get home from school. And I mean, if the father can, gets home and he can, can't. I mean, I'm not saying the father shouldn't or doesn't want to help their kids with homework or doesn't want to be home, but he's the one that should be out there. I'm sorry, mentally prepared for society and the skills that needs to build a family and the work field is not, no, it destroys women. And you guys can't admit when you're wrong. And now that you guys dug yourself in this big hole on feminist movement, you guys are just so, you guys know, you can see in your guys' eyes when you guys talk that everything you say, but this whole feminist movement is a little shit. But you guys are so like politically correct that you guys won't go against it. You'll just go with it, which is a great fucking male mindset. Just go with it, just burrow through it, deal with it. But that just destroys you women. I'm sorry, like no, you guys aren't designed to fight the dragons. You guys aren't designed to tackle the corporations. You guys aren't designed to tackle the saber tooths. You guys aren't designed to work in packs, and be organized and hunt a creature. You guys aren't designed to stay hours at the office or hours at or be away from the family for months while you're risking your life on the boats in Alaska, or build skyscrapers, or fucking weld underwater. Um, like these jobs, not the CEO jobs, okay? Like those, shut the hell with this 20% shit between the men and the work field and the power of women. This whole 20% shit is fucking people up because women just think like the CEOs and the rappers and the directors and the actors and the actresses and all that and all that fucking Hollywood fucking Hunger Game crap shit is like where everybody should be or everybody wants to be, and it's like not everybody's gonna make it there. I'm sorry, but this right here, it's probably it's gonna definitely get better than this because I'm gonna get a job, make money and whatnot, and get and do better for my family than this. But in a nutshell, this is where I'm probably gonna be. I mean, I don't talk. I won't. I mean, I don't accept it. I think I have enough determination and drive to get out of this, and if I want, probably further up. But I mean, I'm not gonna be a millionaire, and honestly, I don't really care to or don't need to. 100,000 or less, at most 100,000, to make, a year, you know. But I mean, shit, 35,000, $50,000 a fucking year. I'm kosher. That is plenty of money. I don't need much. My family, I mean, my kids. I mean, I've been spending most of that money on my kids, my woman, and keeping a roof over their head and whatnot. Give me a fucking system, fucking play, maybe some music, fucking play, some few beers here and there and whatnot, to drink a few hours here and there to fucking just zone out and play my games and not be bothered, and I'm gravy. Other than that, I'll be out the fucking camping with my kids, fucking playing with them, hanging out with them, or working. I mean, I had a job and fucking boss was fucking doing drugs and I just couldn't fucking work there, being cleaning and him. He was a young kid from out instruction. It was a weird. Took him that got job, also stipping money. I mean, I could work. So I mean, it's not that, but I don't know. Just men, I think, are just designed. I mean, like for the military, for the police. Like, I'm sorry, like no, ladies, like you guys are not designed for that. I'm not saying you guys can't do it. I mean, I can't really say. I mean, like, I mean, having fucking female cops at Tacoma definitely helped me, get away with some shit. Like, um, but like, what are you gonna do if I mean, shit, the female cops were not, very attractive looking, but I mean, they were like fucking like came to here to me, came to here to me. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do if like this is my firm belief. It's like, what are you gonna do if I just fucking chokehold you and fucking just pick you up and just body slam you? Like I'm 220. I get up to 260, 270. I'm 6'3". All right, I used to fucking throw fucking washer dryers and dryers fucking over my shoulder and just chuck them. Like I mean, if you deal like real criminals that fucking like MS-13 kind of shit that don't have a problem blooding your fucking face up. Like, I'm sorry, but like those cop trainings, I think it lasts for like 6 months of training. I mean, really doesn't teach you about fucking like, and I'm sorry, crime nowadays fucking is a joke. Like, I remember fucking seeing fat fuckers like chase people with machetes and go in box down at Fireman's Park, fucking in Tacoma, fucking when they had beef, and if cops showed up, we all looked out for each other, got out there, met later, said, "Hey, you want to finish this?" Yeah, and we finished it, fucking, and fucking went and smoked some weed and drank a beer and fucking called it a day. Like, like I'm in military. It's like Joe Rogan, I think, said it best when he saw, two women boxing and then two men boxing, and it's like it's not the same. Like UFC, like and it's the thing that he said great. Is like it's not saying you can't do it. I mean, there's some fucking talented fucking UFC fighters out there that are female. All right, but it doesn't. Watching two women fight just doesn't do it. It hurts. Like to see two women just beat the shit out of each other. It's not the same exhilarating rush seeing two men beat the shit out of each other. I mean, there's damage either way. Even more with fucking guys, but I think guys are fucking, fucking, we could take more, but it's still dangerous. Do I think it's, smart? No, I think it's retarded. But I mean, guys are retarded. Like, so we like doing retarded shit. Look at Jackass, for Christ's sake. um, but I don't know. Like, I just had this random thought in my head to do a video about the whole evolution thing, and it turned into this. But I don't. I mean, it's not a fact that I don't think women are fucking. I mean, my girl. I mean, she's got a major, hook. And she can throw me over her shoulders and shit. But it doesn't mean I want her to fight. It doesn't mean I don't think she can hold her own. It just means I don't want to see it go the other way. I'd rather just deal with it myself and get it over with instead of having her fight and then have her maybe get her ass kicked. Then I have to clean up the mess and then I have to take her to the hospital. I mean, shit, I got my toe ran over by a lawnmower and fucking I wanted to just go inside and sit down. My ex, my girl at the time, my ex now, I mean, and my stepmom, they're the ones that screamed my head off to go to the hospital. I mean, part of my toe was chunked off. You know, I mean, like I just wanted to go sit down. You know, like I don't. And then it's like, ladies, it's not like that's what I want. Like I think women just gotta have this kind of understanding. Is like not. I mean, like when it comes to like the whole sex and cheating talk, and when it comes to women acting this way, acting that way, it's like we're like not hating on you. We're like looking out for you. Like don't do this. Like it's not really out of insecurity or any hurt feelings. It's just like oh, you just don't want to get your ass kicked by a woman. No, I don't think you can. But no, that's not it. And I mean, I'm a fucking firm believer. Is fucking like I think women need to start acting like ladies because I'm seeing them just pop off of the mouth. And hearing all these ladies talking about how like, oh well, he's bigger. He should just know. You're not supposed to hit a woman. It's like, but why did you smack him? Why did you get in his face? Because you knew he was going to be held accountable, and like, oh, you shouldn't hit a girl. Why? There is only a fine line of so much a man can fucking take. And I'm sorry, whether he hits you or not, he could still get in trouble for hitting you, even if he didn't. I've had so many friends get in trouble for just, and one actually fucking grabbed her by the shoulders, moved her to the fucking bed, and walked out like an hour or two later. Fucking whoop whoop, cops pick him up. Like you don't have like, and now with all the laws being changed and what is sexual assault, it's like it's getting worse for guys. I'm sorry, go fuck yourself. Like, especially in this modern day and age, it's like almost illegal to be a guy. So you can't have an opinion, like, and we actually are the logical, rational ones, and like just because we don't have a uterus, we can't have an opinion on abortions. Like, suck a dick on that one. Like, but I don't know. Kind of rambling, going off page, and there's probably so much more I could fucking think about, but I don't know how much time I have on this, but I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Oh no, because I mean, I just want to like get, because I'm definitely not misogynist. I know I probably sound like it if you watch my videos. I know I probably sound like it, but I'm not. Like I do this out of love and respect and looking out for you guys, all right? Because especially with all this day and age going right now, with how the world's going right now, it's fucking scary. Like it is getting so dark and so empty and closed off, and just people are just, I don't know. So it's like I think women, I think men and women need to get back in their lane and just. I mean, I'm not saying you can't go back to the John board. I mean, me and my girl. I mean, we have a traditional modern day. I think relationship. We can have opinions. We can talk about them. We can share them. Express how we think that we should handle the situation. And I mean, it might go her way, it might go my way, but I'm the one that decides on which way it goes. Like, I think her way is more, better, which, there's times, I have no problem going her way. Or I might include her opinions into mine and might formulate a plan to actually help us with the problem we're dealing with. I got no problem. I mean, taking input on my girl. I mean, it's her life too. It's her rodeo. It's her boat. I mean, you know, it was my boat first because she's jumping on my ship. Like, I don't care if your ship has holes. I don't give a shit if your ship's better. Like, you're hopping on my ship, you know. But she gets to help me navigate where we're going and how to get there. And I can make decisions on what she thinks and what I feel, or what I think and what she feels, and make a game plan for everything. Um, but I don't know. I just I don't want. I think about all this stuff because I got 4 daughters and I got a son, And this is the world that I'm bringing them into. And I don't know. Like, I love my kids. I love my life. And it was one hell of a roller coaster to get here. But I definitely, like, I have the ultimate question of, like, thinking back, if I can go back. I mean, there's only one destination I would do, and that would be all the way back. Because, I mean, I don't see a point on going back if, you could change anything. I don't understand why you would just change. Why wouldn't you just go back and redo? I mean, so there's no point on even thinking about, but going forward with what I recall on my past and what I went through to get here. I'm trying to, like, build a good guideline map for my kids to follow. I mean, they don't have to follow completely, It's just a guideline to help them through shit. This is my opinion on this and that, and how I feel about this. How society looks at from my how I see society looking at something, how I believe it should be looked at, and like, but make your own decision. That way there's at least some kind of, like, that's why, man, it's the beautiful thing about internet, because I have this whole channel right here that I can leave for my kids to watch, and this has been me, their dad at 37, you know, dealing with all this stuff in his life, and you can get to know me, you know, from my, the me that not many people know, like the real me. I mean, now everybody knows. I mean, it's kind of hard, but you know, I just definitely worry about them, because with how the world's getting, with life and death and religion and nothing and biology and science and lies and truth and the history that's being written. And like, one day, I mean, I'm not gonna be here. And what will the world look like? What age will be the number that I clock out at? What will kill me? And hopefully I'll be able to at least raise my kids, good enough that they're decently ready for the world. But I mean, as we've come to realize, I mean, the the world could get so fucking weird. Like, I just would never have noticed. Like, I would have never thought the world would have been like this 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Right? And what is the world gonna have in 20 more years? Right? Another 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Where's the world gonna be? I mean, shit. I'll be 57 when I'm in 20 years. I'll be 57. I'll be almost 60. And my kids will be 20, 20 something. In 20 years, my oldest will be 26. Right? Yeah. Where would her life be? You know, in 20 years, shit. I have a 23-year-old, another 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 20-year-old, because my boy will be born. So at 20, I'll be almost 60. Will they be married? Will they won't be? What belief path will they walk? Will they walk their own? Will they walk one of the religions out there that they believe in? The one thing I worry about is, like, will they be easy influence in the world? Will the society get them to not talk to me anymore because dad's too right? He's too far right. I just can't take his political stuff. Like, will they just stop talking to me?
Yeah. Later.